Hey y'all, welcome back to the ranch. I'm Jared Paul, and this may be the last episode ever filmed here at the ranch because Laura and I bought another property about 15 minutes away. So we can't get in there until August 1 because there's some tenants in the house. But I can move all of my trees, so I got a 20-foot U-Haul rather than try to drag my little trailer a million times. And I'm getting started here. So it's going to be the great tree migration. We got all these spruce that I started 48 inches about 6 years ago. Some have passed away, some I sold, some I made buy. All right, so I'm going to get back to work, and I'll show you when the truck's all loaded up. Crazy amount of trees I've collected over the years here. Been about 7 years here. And yeah, real excited. So that's what's coming up on today's episode of Jarhead Bonsai. All right, y'all, getting loaded up here. Progress. We're still in the front yard. Almost done getting the trees that I had around these. And then we head to the back of the range. Stand by. All right. These are the prized ones, but like 50% are just in soil over wood in there. So they probably have a really wide root base, and those are probably the really big ones. And then the other ones are in sandbags. And then we got some up here in this tub. And then all the bonsais up there, some trees back there. Hopefully we get to it all. Well, we'll get to it all, but hopefully it all fits. Otherwise it's 2 trips. And the goats have just been trying to escape, so they're locked up in the chicken coop right now. Stand by. All right, so these are the ones remaining. Some nice ones in there. Also a couple of red oaks and a maple. But this bad boy is full. So we did not count putting them in, so I guess as we debark, I will fill you in on how many there are. Also quite a bit of casualties over this past winter, and that's probably because I left them in these sandbags too long. So luckily, the spot we're going to, I'm going to be putting them in the ground. As much as I'll miss the ranch, and well, you probably can't see it because it's all grown in by now, but the pond out there, we usually have that view from the deck, but we've outgrown the house. Too many kids, more out there. Time to bounce. Stand by. All right, we're pulling in now, so I'll show you more, but we got the garage down there, little guest cottage there, house there, storage barn there, and then this field up here is for the trees. About 4 acres. All right, 125 over here so far, and then 4 there, so 129 in the trees. You see all the casualties. I'm trying to stay positive because I have some really nice ones left, and the ones that I've sold already, like I said earlier, paid for the initial investment. So I'm just, at least I could recycle all the soil that's in these. So staying positive. But man, they just mowed here. It's looking freaking awesome. Nice privacy all around. And it's a corner lot, so you got road here, road there. Across the way is a church and a retreat. So very quiet neighborhood until we move in. All right, next time we come back, I'll take a loop around the house and stuff, show you all around. All right, trip number 2 done. Total Picea glauca, white spruce, 159. Now, I paid 30 cents a tree for 500 trees. I'm thinking that those are really worth it. They're in a huge fire pit filled with soil and then topped with the soil sandbags that were left over from the dead ones, because these were planted freely in that raised tree bed, and so they were just, we bare rooted them, dug them up, got them back in some soil as quickly as we could, and that's that. A few more nice ones here, nice and full, kind of leaning onto each other so the wind doesn't blow them. And then, you know, we got some baby uglies, and then going back to the nice ones. Good day's work. Thanks to my wifey. It was a 2-person job today. So we got our fire pit chairs and some outdoor furniture. A bunch of the larger outdoor trees moved today, and all of the tree farm trees. So that's a success. So let's get down to the house. I'll show you around real quick and we'll get out of here. All right, wifey. All right, so 3,200 square feet, 80 by 40. Boom, boom. So this is a commercial space that Laura and I are planning on renting out. So right now it's nice and open and clean and on the market. So if you know anyone in Northwest Connecticut that wants a huge warehouse, you know, like for classic cars, I think that's what it was originally used for, or some sort of workshop, hit me up. So coming up on the, let's see, southern facing side of the house, this little screened in porch. So like I said, the tenants are still in here till August 1st. We're just getting all our outside set up, and I'm going to reorganize the front here and start taking care of all that. A nice new slate roof there. So the ranch has a 2-bed, 2-bath, and this is like a 3, kind of 4 and 2-bath. So we can kind of grow into it. This is the guest cottage that we're going to turn into an Airbnb. Evening, gentlemen.
Hey, Jared, how you doing, man?
Good, buddy. How are you, Donnie?
Good people, I know what you're
So here we got the garage. He's going to turn the back half into a storage area. Then the front half's going to be a screened-in porch area.
back here. We're going to take this part of this out.
That front part, yeah.
Replacing the floors currently. Nice little kitchen. Yes, it's a mess, but my buddy Donnie's just staying here while everything gets fixed up. So the stove will go over here, fridge there, or maybe stove there. Yeah, stove there, fridge there.
Yeah,
we got a nice little stand-up shower, toilet, and a back deck. Kind of shares a backyard with us, so I may do something with some of the trees as like a privacy thing for us. I don't know. We'll see. And so I think it's just considered a 1-bedroom, but what I'm thinking is this thing already has new windows, roof, and siding, so it's just kind of inside. I'm thinking this sitting room here could have like a little one of those beds that has the other bed under it and can slide out. People have a couple of kids. And then in here would be the main bedroom, probably a full size, nothing much larger could fit. But yeah, totally psyched. Let me show you the 3-car garage. All right, so here's the 3-car garage. There's a little storage space up above. But we have not quite moved in yet, so I'm not going to invade their privacy. But maybe like middle of August, I'll be squared away here and I'll post another video, and that'll be that. But for now, that's it for me leaving the ranch. So I'm Jared Paul, and for my family to yours, cheers.